What if one of the richest empires in human history never disappeared? What if the rise of Africa's greatest empire never ended? In the 1300s, the Mali Empire controlled enormous trade networks across West Africa. Gold, salt, ivory, and knowledge flowed through its cities. And at the center of this empire stood one of the most famous cities in history. That city was Timbuktu, a place where scholars, traders, and travelers from across the world gathered. Some historians say Timbuktu was one of the most important cities on earth. The empire's ruler was the legendary Mansa Musa. His wealth was so vast that historians still struggle to calculate it today. During his famous pilgrimage across Africa and the Middle East, Mansa Musa traveled with thousands of people and enormous amounts of gold. His generosity was so great that entire economies were affected. Timbuktu was not only rich, it was also a center of knowledge. The Senghor Madrasa attracted thousands of students studying science, law, mathematics, and astronomy. At its peak, the Mali Empire stretched across huge parts of West Africa. Its influence reached deep into the Sahara and beyond. But history rarely allows empires to remain powerful forever. After the death of Mansa Musa, political struggles began. Powerful leaders were replaced by weaker ones, and slowly the empire began to weaken. Rival kingdoms began to challenge Mali's power. Trade routes shifted, and the once unstoppable empire slowly lost control. Over time, one of the greatest empires in African history faded into the past. But what if that never happened? Imagine a different timeline, a timeline where strong rulers continued the legacy of Mansa Musa, a timeline where the Mali Empire never collapsed. Over centuries, the Mali Empire could evolve into one of the most powerful civilizations on Earth. Its trade routes might dominate global commerce, connecting Africa, Europe, Asia, and the Americas. Cities like Timbuktu could grow into technological and cultural capitals of the world, places where science, innovation, and culture shaped the future. As the centuries passed, the Mali Empire became the beating heart of global trade. Gold, technology, knowledge, and culture flowed through its cities. Merchants from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East traveled thousands of miles just to trade within Mali's borders. Over time, Mali's influence stretched far beyond Africa. Its trade networks crossed oceans, connecting continents in ways the world had never seen before. Instead of waiting for explorers from distant lands, the Mali Empire built its own fleets. African ships began exploring the oceans, reaching distant shores, long before European empires ever could. These explorers discovered new lands, new cultures, and new opportunities. The influence of the Mali Empire continued to expand across the globe. Education remained the foundation of the empire. Universities evolved into world-leading centers of research. Scientists studied medicine, astronomy, engineering, and technologies far ahead of their time. By the 1800s, the Mali Empire had already begun its own industrial revolution. Railways, machines, and new inventions transformed the empire's economy. Over centuries, Mali's cities grew into massive global centers. Millions of people lived and worked inside these vibrant metropolises. and the empire continued to grow stronger. Eventually, the Mali Empire became one of the most powerful civilizations on Earth. Nations from across the world came to negotiate, trade, and cooperate with Africa's rising superpower. Innovation never stopped. African scientists pushed technology further than ever before, launching satellites, exploring the moon, and expanding humanity's reach into space. From desert caravans to space exploration, the Mali Empire had transformed into a civilization unlike anything the world had ever seen. But this raises a powerful question. If the Mali Empire had never fallen, would Africa lead the world today? Would global history look completely different? Or would new challenges eventually change the course of this powerful empire?